listening to Femme podcast with Tessa Markle
and Carolina Alvarez.
Femme. Hello, listeners. Welcome back. Today we're going to talk a little bit about film festivals and our love-hate, which has grown more to hate relationship with them.
Oh, man. So this past year, we've shot about, I want to say, 3 to 4 different, shorts.
Well, we shot 4, but 3 what we threw into festivals.
Yeah. And what was our thought process from the beginning, Tessa? What would you say?
I know for me, when I first moved out here, people were like, go to film festivals. It's a great way to network. And honestly, I liked going because I liked seeing the films that you wouldn't normally get to see in theaters and stuff,
Right.
And you do get a chance to meet some cool people. But unless your film is in the festival, what do you really have to talk about with these people sometimes? And
Right.
Or unless you're looking for a specific person to meet, you're looking for a cinematographer and you see a film that you really admire and you go search out that person. It's just, it's fun and you have a chance to meet people, but it's not the
Right.
networking opportunity that people make it out to be. So I think for me, I was like, oh, well, if we have a film in a film festival, then we do have something to talk about. It's
Right.
a great networking opportunity, and plus just to get our film out there, and it's a possibility for distribution and publicity.
That's definitely what I think I was thinking we get our film out there, then maybe possible distribution opportunities. And so
it seems like it's something you're supposed to do, right? Everybody's like, if you're not selling your movie, get it in festivals.
Exactly. And so I think with these films that we had done, I know we got out I don't even know how long of a spreadsheet.
Oh my God. You guys, I don't know if there's any other Virgos out there listening, but if you guys know how my mind works, I am so OCD, anal retentive. This spreadsheet was 6 columns. I don't even know how many festivals, 80. I don't even know. I spent days on it.
She alphabetized it, state. It was insane, which I really did appreciate because I could figure out where all these were. But I think something along the way. So we didn't apply to all of them. I think at first we did kind of go.
I think we were doing every that had
the dates.
A date and a price that was under $50.
Because most of these festivals, they aren't that expensive. You're paying between $40 to $50 unless you have a late fee applied. Even earlier submissions, you can pay, I don't know, 20.
Some of them are, as cheap as 15 if you get in
20.
early, but some are 50 from the start. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Some are really expensive.
So we think we spent $500.
I don't even
We don't know.
Because we were submitting for a good 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys, it is so expensive. But that's that's the thing. If you really do want to get in a festival, it's that whole what's that saying about throwing spaghetti on the wall and hoping one sticks or something?
That must be some Italian thing.
I don't know. Shout out to my Italian Americans out there. Anyone else hear that saying before?
You throw the pasta, the sauce on the wall, and then I don't know.
You see what sticks. But it's you submit to a ton, hoping that you get into one.
But then, we started networking with other producers. We've started attending panel events, and our mind kind of has shifted. We weren't doing the research when we first started. Like I said, we were submitting to whatever deadlines we could make.
Yeah,
and then
we were doing and
what we thought sounded in the realm that. And local, because we're in LA, anything local, we're of course, because we don't have to pay for a plane ticket to attend, because that's another thing.
Although some will fly you out there, just heads up, look into that.
That's true. VIP.
But we were doing the logistical research, the dates, the price, the location. We weren't looking into what other kind of films they accept, were our films going to stand up against these films and stuff like that, which is important because it really helps you narrow it down.
Exactly. Because then, I'm sure half of them we really shouldn't have applied to. Yeah. And
we started getting pickier after a few $100 in the can.
Exactly. And that's something, again, I feel when I've tended to some of these panels, a lot of people did what we started out doing. It's just like, okay, whatever we can get in, like, let's go. And then you waste a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then as far as distribution goes, it's really the like 4 top ones that any like sales agents or DC distribution center reps come out to. It's like Sundance, New York Tribeca Film Festival, the other ones,
The big ones,
the big ones. I need more coffee this morning. But
it's a rainy, thunderstormy day here in LA for you guys that aren't in LA listening, and it's amazing and it's awesome and I love it, but it's really early for this.
And like unexpected. Like I usually like know kind of when it's gonna rain or like thunder. Like I did not expect that.
Not at
so
all.
like I'm with you. I love it, but I'm like, no, why am I wearing red pumps right now? Like, no, I was not ready for this.
Yeah.
But those big ones are the ones that actually, I'm not going to say matter, but kind of.
I mean, it depends like what you're doing it for. You know,
Exactly.
like, are you just going to festivals to get your film out there and network? Are you doing it to get the laurels you can put on your poster? Are you doing it for distribution? Are you doing it for publicity? Because like every festival has something to offer. As much as we've been hating on festivals these past couple minutes just now with you guys, like it is a good opportunity. But if you're looking specifically for distribution and, like real publicity beyond just like local news and stuff like that, you kind of got to go in with the big dogs. Otherwise, nobody's really going to hear about it except for the other people at the festival and, everyone reading like your Facebook feed.
Yes, exactly. Because then, not all of them are going to like fly you out. You're going to spend a lot of time and money. And then sometimes I heard they give you like the weirdest hours too. Like when you're viewing it's like 10 a.m. on a Thursday morning.
I mean, if you're going to a festival that's like screening from, 8 in the morning to like 11 at night, you could get that like 10:55 p.m. time slot when everybody's already gone, or like the 8 a.m. time slot when nobody's awake. Like, it's just, luck of the draw, I guess.
Exactly. Exactly. So I guess, just know what you're signing up for and like know how to put yourself in an advantage. Like, let's say, for example, I attended a slam dance, like film festival kind of lecture, I guess you'd call it. And was that thunder?
That was totally thunder.
Oh my God, the building's shaking. Oh, that's good.
Maybe it's an earthquake.
We LA. Well, we're not LA peeps. We're from the East
We are
Coast.
now, though.
But now we're like, oh my God. But so Slam Dance, they are located in Utah, the same area which Sundance Film Festival is located. And so they got accepted. Oh, this panel, they brought in speakers who had gotten accepted into it before. And so they strategically marketed the crap of them out of themselves, like put posters all over. I'm really annoyed that I'm blanking out on which part of Utah. Which city is it?
Salt Lake City?
No,
Is it? No, I don't remember.
No, that's like more. Do you know?
Park City.
Duh.
Yep.
Thanks, Mike. Shout out to Mike.
Oh, some man extraordinaire.
Yes. Park City. And so what they did is they put their signs like all over the benches, all over every place you could possibly think of. And the sales reps actually from Sundance started to come over and like they got people that were supposed to go to Sundance film festivals into the Slam Dance ones.
Okay.
So they were really smart on like how to get the big dogs to like Slam Dance isn't nothing, but it's not
Not Sundance.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. Like just because you can, I'm sure in New York too, there's ways you can market yourself around the big festivals. I think there's like the Big Apple Film Festival. I'm not sure what the times are, if they're similar as well, but you have you can try to play it to your advantage if you're smart.
You've got to be creative and smart about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's, of course, if you're looking to get distribution or a sales agent. And then along those lines, if you are, some good tips, we haven't done this, of course, yet, but some good tips are, have everything ready in a thumb drive to go, like all your, poster information, like, all the BTS shots, press releases.
Which you'll have before then, because if you do get accepted into a festival, like they need a lot of that stuff anyway.
True.
I mean, half of it you're sending just as a submission, but then you have like your actual package of stuff, like EPK or whatever you want to call it, that you have to give them for them to screen your film and everything. So you'll have that already together. So come, with it on a thumb drive to give people.
Yes. Have that all in one place so you're not scrambling around, and backup per backup. You can, back that shit up.
And even if you like aren't looking necessarily for distribution, or you're going to a smaller festival where you might not have a chance, still at least have like a flyer, or at the very least your business card. I can't tell you how many film festivals I've been to that I actually I loved a film and I actually made it a point to talk to, the writer or director, whatever, afterwards. And I'm like, well, how do I see the rest of your stuff, or what? I forgot my business cards. That blows my mind.
They do the thing, they cross out on an old business card that's not current, and I
guess that's something, but flyers are great. I think when people make flyers for their film, because that helps you remember, I don't just have a business card with some random dude's name on it. It's like, oh yeah, he made that film that I loved,
Right. And then also hire a publicist if you are going into the big leagues, and anything that else could promote you, try and get interviews and press releases done to pump yourself up.
If you're accepted to the festival and you're able to attend the festival, make the most of your time, because, at that point it's already you've already been accepted. You've already beat out a bunch of competition. Make the most of your time there. Talk to people, network, try to find press, try to get your picture taken in front of as many step and repeats as you can. And a big thing too is watch other people's films and talk to them after, because if you go watch their film and tell them you loved it, maybe they'll come watch your film later that night. You know what I mean?
Yes, make those connections just to bring people in.
It's like social media, follow back. It's the same kind of deal. I'll watch your movie, you watch mine.
Let's talk a little bit more about the process of getting a film together for a film festival, the length, because there's some things that could make or break it for you.
Yeah, we learned the process while we were doing it. I mean, okay, so first you should do your research. I mean, you don't have to do as crazy of a job of it as I did with a giant spreadsheet, but like we said, know the logistics of it, of course, when the festival is, how much it costs, where it is, all that stuff, and then narrow it down from there when you're deciding which ones to submit to.
Because I would say that there's different, some of them, they have a certain style. So this goes back to branding yourself, knowing the kind of style you have and what this film festival, style or message even, they focus on.
Yeah.
And then also the length, we learned this early on. We see, don't try to make a 30-minute short film, because it's going to be really hard to put it into festivals. Not that it's not possible, and, go do your thing. If it's amazing, it will stand out. Of course, this is just, well,
a lot of them have the cutoff length of 40 minutes, but if they're fit, if they have a hour time slot, they'd rather put in 6 10-minute films than 2 half-hour films,
Exactly. So we've heard 20 minutes and under is a really good sweet spot for shorts if you're working on one. So definitely try to prep yourself in that way, so that way, you have more chances of getting in. It's little things like that, which can be frustrating. We know, we totally hear it, but at the end of the day too, don't submit nothing that's not been done.
Yeah, completed films only. Some festivals will submit works in progress, or I mean, accept works in progress, but like they can't see your vision. Like, just finish it before you're spending that money to submit it. Unless it's a screenplay, that's a different, if it's just a script, that's different. But like, yeah, a halfway done film, like I don't just understand.
Yeah,
why you even want to share that before it's done. Like,
yeah, exactly. You want to put yourself in the best position possible. So, and it's just crazy. The little things like sound, music, that changes everything. So like it might be like somewhat decent, but they might like not just, they just won't get the full experience, the full package that you're trying to sell. And then it's like those little magical final elements will really help you stand out. So don't forget that.
It's interesting too, speaking of things like sound, I feel like the films that I've seen at festivals in general, especially the shorts, like are all really high production quality, like no matter what. And some of them, they're great films, and other ones I'm like, oh, I don't feel like that story really stood up, or like the acting wasn't that great, but like the production value was amazing. And I'm like, is that all the festivals care about? Which is kind of sad. But I mean, I'm sure that varies festival to festival as well.
Absolutely. Well, should we go into our
inspiration of the week?
Inspiration.
Oh,
yes.
Before we do that, one more thing about film festivals, which will lead you to needing inspiration, is when you get a bunch of no's. Like, just be prepared for that. Because I feel like, for me, as someone like moving from the East Coast out to LA to be an actor, like everybody's like, well, get ready for rejection. I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, that's how the world works. I'm totally ready for it. I have a thick skin. And I was for acting. But like when it's your film, it's your baby. Like, even if you know it's not like the best film ever made, like getting all those no's sucks. So be prepared for it. Because I mean, we're, I think, halfway through hearing back on the festivals maybe that we've submitted to. And we've got one special mention. I guess that's something. It's a Laurels.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the rest have been no's. So it's really frustrating. Just be prepared for that. Like, know that even if you might get that one yes, and it's like to fucking Sundance. Like, who knows, but you're going to have a lot of no's no matter what.
Especially starting out. And that's why I'm not even like taking it to heart, because I'm like, it's all good. Like, I know where I'm at. We're only going to get better. It was just yeah. And it's to help with the no's. You just reminded me, especially too, if you are trying to get into the higher ones, but if not too, just for yourself, do screenings. Those are really painful. To like hear screenings where you get feedback. I mean, they do it for the professional feature films, like for what's even being released out now, and like the big theaters. So that's something you could do for your own, like even short film, because, there might be some alarming feedback that you get back. Like, I have no idea what was going on the first 20 minutes of your film. And it's like, wait, but my film was 20 minutes long.
Right.
It's that kind of stuff where you think you have it all together, and it could be an amazing, hurtful, but you can get through it. We promise you. It might really help you, like, or alternate endings. Like, you have a couple in mind. That could be your little way. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to host it in a rental theater. Like, you could do it. You
could do it at home.
At home, send it out to a couple people or whatever. But doing screenings could be really beneficial, and that's something I think when we hone in on our bigger projects that we're working on this year, to really get some other feedback, and help, it helps with, getting over that little painfulness. Yeah. And then you can focus on just getting better. And then you feel like I feel like it'll almost help you feel more confident. I mean, you never know. Again, whoever's watching it next could have a completely different opinion, but
it's helpful. Another set of eyes.
Exactly. And several, because then you can get a majority vote on that. And that could be really helpful. So Thank you.
Yeah.
You reminded me about that.
So real quick inspiration for the week. I have been binging Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman like all last fall.
Wait, what? What is that?
Oh my God, Carolina. Okay. It is a show from the early 90s. And
Is it like a hippie show?
No, it's not really a hippie show. It's kind of like Hallmarky, Lifetimey, like, a little cheesy like that. But it's kind of like Little House on the Prairie. It's about this woman like from Boston that's a doctor, and there's no woman doctors anywhere, and she moves out into the Wild West.
Oh my goodness.
It's a really good like show if you like that kind of style of stuff.
Yeah.
But what's inspiring about it is Beth Sullivan, the creator, was one of the first female showrunners on network TV, which is amazing. Like, at that point in time, you maybe had a couple female writers, maybe a female director, but like they weren't. She created the Sullivan Company, which is her production company. Like her name is billed in the beginning of every episode, so it's really awesome that she kind of in a way started that movement, opened some doors for a lot of women. And it was a show about a strong female protagonist. And it's an inspiring show. I do recommend it. Get over the cheesiness. Like it's worth at least watching some episodes.
Where did you hear about it?
A friend from college, shout out to Leslie Humbert. She watched it as a kid, and then we watched it together in college. That's when I was introduced to it.
That's so cool. Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, check it out. Keep an open mind. It's just a fun show, a fun thing to watch with like life lessons and all that, but
the good, like wholesome messages.
Exactly.
But
with a strong female protagonist at the helm.
Well, speaking of checking it out, you guys should check us out.
Yes. Follow us on Instagram if you don't already at Femme Regard, and on Twitter at Femme_regard. We'd love to hear from you guys. Check out our website, www.femregard.com. And with that, I think we'll see you guys next episode.
Yeah, guys. Holla.
Thanks for listening to Femme Regard Podcast. If you like what you hear, tune in next time for more tips on the filmmaking business and insightful conversations with industry professionals over tea.
We can only grow with your support, so please subscribe, share, rate, and give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcast. If you leave us a great comment, we might give you a shout out on the show. For more on us, check us out at femregard.com.